Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Title Talk. This is Rich Barbara here at Coral Gables Title and Escrow, and today I have my dear friend, my banker, my personal confidant, real estate advisor, you name it, like a fancy Dear Abby, JC De Oña.
Dear Abby?
Who's the president of Centennial Bank, was formerly Stonegate Bank, and it's great to have you, my friend.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so JC and I go way back, and JC in banking in this community, I'm telling you, is a pillar of the banking community here. He banks many successful people, and he's the president of what is easily the best private bank, and now actually it's not a private bank anymore, is it? It's a regional bank?
Well, we're somewhere in between a regional bank and a community bank. So
tell us a little bit about the bank.
Yeah, so $15 billion in assets based out of Conway, Arkansas. So we have offices in Alabama, Arkansas, Florida. We have an office in New York and an office in LA. You know, we're a bank that's, again, like I said, somewhere between a community bank and a regional bank, but we operate, like you know, more like a community bank. The bank focuses on business owners and, you know, affluent clients, kind of how we've done before at Stonegate Bank, you know, after they acquired us last year. But we do a little bit of everything, full service commercial bank, but you know, we have the clients feeling like it's a boutique bank. You know, we care about the clients. We pick up the phone. You know, you're not going to an 800 number. You actually have a human being picking up the phone when you
have
call.
4 nanoseconds to enter your account number and then press pound.
Exactly.
Right. None of that. You call and a human answers.
An actual human.
That's fantastic. Okay. And so, how long have you been at the bank?
Well, it's going to be just over a year now that I've been at Centennial Bank. So.
And at the predecessor Stonegate, how long were you there?
8 years.
8 years. So 9 total with the current.
Current. Just over 20 years in banking in South Florida.
You know, he says that just over 20 years banking in South Florida, and really, it dates us. Can you imagine? Remember when I was a kid, I used to hear people say, "No, I've known him for 20 years," and I'd be like, "'Cause you're old."
Yeah.
'Cause you're old. Anytime you had done something or knew someone for 20 years, that made you old. So you've been banking already for 20 years.
We're getting old.
I've been practicing law almost 15 years. We are getting old.
Yeah, we're getting old. We're getting old together.
We're getting old together, indeed. Yeah. And so tell me, how you got into banking? Was there a role model or career path, family background?
It was just something I did as a teller. You know, it was my first job in banking. At Washington Mutual, you know, the home of the free checking. I had a friend that was in banking, said, "Hey, you should, you know, come be a teller at a bank." I was like, "Sure, why not?" And it just kind of grew from there.
Did you have something in mind at that time? Were you going to be something else, and astronaut or something like that, and then you just ended up a banker?
No. It was just something I wanted to try out. You know, when I got into banking, then at that time it was like, you know, right after the dot-com boom or right before the dot-com boom. So I saw these brokers making money, so I started to like that. So I got into the whole investment side as well. So, you know, that's how I kind of went into private banking, because I was very interested in managing money and in the stock market. But, you know, I went through the retail side of banking, operational side, then I moved into private banking, commercial banking, and, you know, now more in the bank management.
What about in your 20 years of banking, is there a mentor or somebody you've learned from a lot that you would say is a career model?
Yeah, I think along the way there's been many people that have influenced me some way, somehow. You know, from the smallest things to more of a career path. But I think overall just my parents, you know, have been my role models as far as instilling my core values that I have today. You know, just being honest and hardworking and just a good person and caring about people. And I think that's been really my roots.
And so getting into family, you're married, right?
Yeah. Married.
Right, Melissa.
All
right, and what does she do?
She's an attorney.
You hear that? Okay, so you married up, right? Kids?
2 kids, 2 boys.
2 kids. JC the family man, 2 boys. Yeah. Double trouble, right? We call them mini money and micro money, right?
Yeah.
Because hopefully a follow in Dad's footsteps, and I'll have bankers for a long way to go. It's very important to keep the succession, because one day JC's just going to own the bank, he's going to leave. I'm going to need somebody to deal with on a daily basis. What about the Florida real estate market? What do you see, South Florida particularly? Mm-hmm. Are we in for another downturn? Are we in trouble? Are things going to be good? What do you think?
I think everybody's waiting for the downturn. Things have been good for a long time, so everybody's just kind of looking for those signs of when's that downturn coming? I can't really say I see that sign where it's coming. There's definitely been some changes, mostly the absorption.
Right.
The homes aren't moving like they used to. The condos aren't moving like they used to. And that's, you have the strengthening of the U.S. dollar and, the money from Central America, South America,
Right.
Europe, Russia. It's not coming in like it used to. However, the tax changes have made South Florida an interest to a lot of people that, from New York or California per se.
Right.
And you see a lot of funds moving down here, a lot of large companies opening offices here. You have people like, companies like Amazon, which everybody's waiting, are they going to open an office here or not? But I think that's going to be very attractive. But I think always Florida is going to be attractive from a geographical standpoint, where we are, weather,
Yeah.
industry-wise.
Unless we're underwater.
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
I hope that's not the case.
Right,
but
me too.
We all hope. But I think for the most part, we've had a slowdown, but it's been a healthy slowdown so far.
Right.
So, we do have some pockets in South Florida where you have, quite a bit of inventory, like places like Pinecrest.
Right.
Where you had a lot of these, high-end spec homes being built. I think they'll sell. They may not sell for the asking price, and that's what I've seen. You've seen some of these really high-end homes, which were selling at X amount, kind of move down more into more realistic numbers.
Right.
Because it doesn't go up forever at some point.
They were up there.
Yeah.
What about so community involvement? You've been very involved in the community. You've chaired, I want to say, right, at least once, maybe twice, the March of Dimes. It's the Chef's event. It's a great event, by the way. Every year, March of Dimes put on an event called the Chef's Event. Great food, great time, and JC chaired that for a little while.
Yeah.
What's next from a community outreach perspective? Is there something the bank particularly likes or that you'd like to get involved with over the next year or so?
Well, I think we kind of look at what's out there at the time. We sponsor a lot of events. So I don't know if there's one in particular I can say that we're focusing on, but I think there's a lot of good causes out there. So we try to stay involved in as many, whether it's, getting a table at a gala or sponsoring golf tournaments or, just a donation or getting people out there to do something, to volunteer time. So, it's not always about the money, but always, also about the time. But, I personally stay involved. I've been involved with FIU for years, even though this year I kind of took a step back just because of my role changes and all that. But like you said, March of Dimes, Little Abner, which you may be familiar with Raul. So I've been pretty involved in that. It's a great cause, as you know, underprivileged children that are in that part of the world.
And it's a fun tournament. Let's face it.
But one thing we did last year, the first time, we're doing again now this month, which we're taking 16 kids that are basically on their last, run at life. I mean, they're
palliative care.
Yeah, they're very, very fragile children, and we took them to Disney World. So that was really, really. I mean, it's a humbling experience when you go and you do that. But it was great to be part of it. We had one particular girl that she passed away right after we took her, and it was like her last thing that she wanted to do, and her mom wanted her to do. So it was great to be able to do that for her, for the mom. So we're doing that again this year, which is kind of nice,
When is that?
It's coming up now, November 3rd, I believe, that we're doing it.
That's one of those trips that really kind of gives you the perspective, I'm sure, right? We went around, we stress, we try to avoid gluten. And
all those things just kind of...
Right.
Yeah, you're so thankful for everything we have, our kids and health and all that.
So if somebody wanted to get involved with Little Abner, what would they have to do?
You can go to there's a website or there's a Facebook page. Just look it up, Little Abner.
Little Abner Foundation. It's
there's
a great
cause. There's a lot of going around. There's a GoFundMe page right now. There's a lot of on social media in regards to that specific event. We just had the golf tournament. All
right. So my friend, thank you so much for doing this, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
I appreciate everything you've done. If anyone needs, and I mean this now, all jokes aside, fantastic banking, fantastic relationships. Everyone from the president, JC, from the president, all the way to the tellers. They are the finest people in banking. I love them, and I have many, many friends in banks, and the great people at Centennial really do a fine job. So I welcome you to check them out. Thanks again, my friend. We'll see you soon. All righty. All right, guys. So tune in next time to the next episode of Title Talk here at Coral Gables Title and Escrow. We look forward to hearing from you.